Good afternoon, everyone. Clear. So I was discussing the food subsidy. Just yes. So food subsidy is total food subsidy when you're talking about. It is the economic cost minus central issue price. Central issue price, which is your CIP. Clear. Now, what is CIP, central issue price? You are knowing the price at which central government issuing the food grains to state governments and other implementing agencies for public distribution systems and other welfare measures. Now, economic cost, when you are talking about economic cost of food grain, economic cost of food grain is equal to procurement price, procurement price plus procurement cost, procurement cost, procurement price plus procurement cost plus distribution cost. Distribution cost. So if you add three components mainly, so the total cost incurred uh, by the government, by the central government, that is FCI, FCI is known as the economic cost. Procurement price, as I discussed, is the price at which actually the government, that means FCI, is buying from the farmers. And procurement price may be MSP price or maybe more than this. Procurement cost means कि suppose you are going to procure the food grains from the farmers. So definitely you are set up your center, okay, and you are using your staffs and other things. Then you are procuring it. This means you are buying it. So your one cost you are going to incur, which is known as a procurement cost, plus distribution cost for distributing these food grains. What is the cost you incurred? So then after adding this, then you are getting the economic cost of food grains. Clear? So if you just think what is the amount of food grains, just you take one example here. Clear? There is one is the your CIP. You take the central issue price. So central issue price of say wheat and rice. If you take so central issue price in 2013 under National Food Security Act, it was fixed your price rupees 200 per quintal, per quintal, per per quintal, and rice was fixed rupees 300 per quintal. Q stands for quintal, P per. And economic cost, when you're talking about economic cost, okay, in 2013, so if you think 2013 economic cost was 1908.32. Yeah, it's a 2, yeah, 1908.32 per quintal. Okay, per quintal, which increased to 2683 2683 point 2683 rupees 84 paise per quintal. That is 2020-21 you take the figure, 2021. You take this data, and if you're talking about the wheat was 2615 15.51. It's 15 per quintal, and which increased to 3723 3723.23.76 per quintal, this rupees. So you are saying, sir, what is this? No, we are not going to for very micro level. You don't need to remember this. Okay, but I'm just giving you a sense. I'm trying to give you one sense. Ki yes, how much food subsidy, basically food subsidy, government is going to bear it, and they are bearing it, and that is amount is the per quintal. Just you imagine that. Ki 2013 under NFSA Act, it was fixed that the price of wheat should be 200 rupees per quintal, and price of rice it is 300 per quintal. Fine. But economic cost that time it was 1908 rupees 32 paisa for wheat per quintal, which has increased to 2683.84 rupees per quintal. Now, if you compare with this, the rice, it was this and now it's this, but still you are issuing at the same price. So, if you get this information, then you can imagine that how much food subsidy the central government is bearing each quintal of food grains, each quintal of food grains. So it will only give you the sense, okay, yes, what is the total amount of food subsidy government is bearing it, and that you can say that why government is focusing more on the targeted PDS system, and they're only targeted below poverty lines. Okay, so one of the reason you can you can say that why the government just not giving the highly subsidized food grains to the APL person, above poverty line persons. Clear, dear? You note it? Fine. Now, and to the one concept, zero budget, natural farming. Zero budget natural farming. It means ZBNF. Clear. So if you see zero budget natural farming, then two part you can do that. Zero budget means you are not taking any, you are not getting, basically you are not going for taking credit for your farming activities, and you are going for natural farming. So this policy ZBNF, it was discussed and announced by the government of India on 1st Feb. It's discussed in the budget. In the 1st Feb, the government discussed about ZBNF. They're promoting it. Okay, 1st Feb on 1st Feb 2022 for budgetary year 2022-23. Yes, in this budget, the government announced about or discussed about zero budget natural farming. Zero budget natural farming, ZBNF. This zero budget natural farming, you have to see the background. If you see the background and why ZBNF is the requirement for today's economy and today's farmers. This ZBNF concept is started from Karnataka. Karnataka is the first country in India. Okay, they started this concept and now it becomes a farmers movement. Okay, and particularly marginal and small farmers. They prefer more for the zero budget natural farming. What's happened, you are knowing that I discussed in the class under Green Revolution that day I discussed. Okay, whenever discussing your planning, basically in Green Revolution you are using the four inputs. One is the high yielding variety seeds, okay, chemical fertilizers, your irrigations, mechanizations, pesticides. But these are the things which has increased the cost of production of agriculture product. They increase the cost of production. And one side, your even the seeds you are buying from the market, and which is the high price. So cost of production has increased, resulting your, one side after your green revolutions, and on the second hand, you just seen that the under MSP 22 plus 1 crops are only covered. What's about other crops? Other crops are not covered under the MSP. So there is always fluctuations in the price of other crops. If you see the pattern of agriculture, or you just see the crops, what they prefer, okay, when the farmers of southern countries and the northern countries farmers basically they prefer to go for the traditional product like rice, wheat, pulses like this. But southern state farmers they prefer to go for the cash crops and the commercial crops. They are taking risk. But cash crops or commercial crop, they are not subject to the MSP. So in these type of crops, basically what is happening, either you can get the higher production and higher price, but if something will happen, then it's going to give you the loss, huge loss. And once farmers are making the huge loss, then finally the amount you borrowed from the market, you are not able to pay, and that leads to debt trap of the farmers. So if you see the indebtedness of farmers in India, then mostly more farmers are indebted, particularly in southern states like Andhra, Telangana. If you see, these are the more indebted farmers in there, because this is the one of the reason that the cost of production has increased. They are borrowing to, fund this, but finally, if they are not getting proper price, and then finally they are incurring loss. So their southern farmers they started the concept of zero budget natural farming. If we are going for zero budget means we are not going for farming taking credits. And how can you do that? So best way to go for the natural farming. Okay, natural farming. And in natural farming you are going, so you are not using more huge chemical fertilizers, pesticides. So basically a concept has generated, and government of India also giving more focus to ZBNF. Okay, so green revolutions has created this one of the issue, and one of the more issue is that you have to understand, after marginalization of the land, agriculture land area, we have seen just around 75% of the farmers are the marginal farmers, and for them it's not possible to implement green revolutions inputs. They are not, it's not possible to use the all factors of green revolution because cost is much more. They can't sustain it basically. So sustainability or viability of the agriculture, we have to adopt ZBNF. Okay, ZBN. And again for one more reason, that is a sustainability of agriculture product and growth. Why? Because the way we are growing, since we are using more chemical fertilizers, it's making our land area barren land area. So only organic fertilizers is the only option that we can use and we can sustain in the future. Like in the Northeast, Sikkim is one state that declared 800% organic farming activities. Okay, so government is promoting this. Here, so just you write few lines, all of you. Yeah. Zero budget means, right? Zero budget means without using any credit, without using any credit. Zero budget means without using any credit and without spending any money, without spending any money on purchased inputs, on purchased inputs. Okay, full stop, right? Natural farming, natural farming means farming with nature, farming with nature and without chemicals, farming with nature and without chemicals. Farming with nature and without chemicals. Clear? Right. Zero budget natural farming is a farmers movement, is a grassroots farmers movement. Zero budget natural farming is a grassroots farmers movement. Clear? Right. Continue. The green revolutions and liberalization of the green revolution and liberalization of the Indian economy led to a led to a deep agrarian crisis that is making a small scale farming unviable, making a small scale farming unviable. Full stop, right? Privatized seeds, inputs, and markets are inaccessible and expensive for pigeons Okay, full stop, right? Indian farmers increasingly find themselves in a vicious cycle of debt because of the high production costs comma high interest rates for credits comma the volatile market prices of crops okay, comma the rising cost of fuel based inputs fuel based inputs and private seeds and private seeds. Clear? Private seeds. Full stop, right? Date, DBT. I already informed you when I will say date. Yeah, right. Date is a problems for farmers of all sizes. All sizes means just I discussed marginal, small, semi-medium, medium farmers, all sizes. Debt is a problem for farmers of all sizes in India. Full stop, right? Under such condition, zero budget farming promises to end and a reliance on loans and drastically cut production costs, drastically cut production costs, comma, ending the debt cycle of farmers. Clear? Right. Change the para, you write. The farmers practicing ZBNF, the farmers practicing ZBNF, either of small land holdings, or large land holding, prepare the low cost yeah prepare the low cost cow urine and dung based formulation, cow urine and dung, dung, based formulation on farm by procuring the required inputs locally from the village or neighboring village. Related to that, you can buy this. Okay, nearby, right? ZBNF is a method of chemical free agriculture. Drawing from drawing from traditional Indian practices. Traditional Indian practices. Clear? Okay, full stop. Just read, get it, yeah. Yeah, few questions you already sent me. Yes. Okay. Okay, I'm just giving earlier question you also asked Biswajit earlier from that topic. Sir, why not India also practice dumping policy in China? But problem is that we are not so competent. We are not so competent in particularly your manufactured goods. Okay. Next, because they are competitive basically. If they are able to produce at the higher price, then only you can sell. And since India is not practicing like this, the dumping what the China is doing that. We are only concerned about our development, but our development we are not doing at the cost of the other countries' problems. So our policy is very clear. Sir, the institution like WTO has. Okay, that's Subhasri. I already told you, just wait. In economic integration. No, dear. See who written what. I am not going for that, Subrata. Okay. Only one thing you remember. The last word we used, the complete economic integration. Don't just bifurcate this. Complete economic integration means कि you integrated all dimensions of the economy till monetary union. You only integrated international, I mean the trade policy and plus the monetary policy. So which one left? The fiscal policy. If you're integrating, then it's going to give you the complete economic integrations. Economic integrations, if you take the earlier stage like the FTA, PTA, if you take, these are the economic integration. So definitely that is the lower integrating compared to the monetary union. So go in the hierarchy, go the downwards, it's go in the same way, same way. What word you are using, it's not basically particularly defined it. Economic integration, if you FTA, you are saying it's economic integration. Yes, FTA is the lower than the monetary union. But when you say monetary union, it's true that it's okay, monetary union's monetary policy is same, and you integrated your economy in that level. But last, what I'm telling you, not it's the economic integration in that sense, it is a complete economic integration. Okay, so don't confuse with that. Sir, is dumping only used in the international context or can it be used in domestic context as well? Like we saw that Geo did something similar when it came initially. Yeah, Lama, you can, no, it's not dumping. Dumping is specifically we are using between two countries. Okay, between two countries. Here, what they are doing, what the Geo is saying, doing that, but we can't say that is a dumping. The reason is that here, the what the Geo is doing, government can easily estimate the cost, easily estimates all the cost, what are they doing this. But yes, if Jio is not making the use margin initially and supplying at the low price in the market, but they are making minimum profit. It does not mean they are not making minimum profit. But they are not doing it at loss. They are just making it at the minimum profit. Okay, and others are trying to make the larger profits. That things is going on. If Jio can supply the data and everything at that price, why not others? When Jio started implementing, the others just started following the same things. So it means they were making the very huge profits, each individual or each services. Where Jio, these things they're trying to enter and they're just supplying at the price which is really reasonable. And you can't do the dumping because government has ideas about taxes and everything. Okay, and one more thing, dumping we are using between the two countries. Clear? Sir, cost price to produce in different states is different. So how to select MSP? Jivan, basically what you are right because it's but on an average the government is announcing. These are the basically debate and drawbacks when you are going to announce this Rabi and Kharif fasal basically for MSP. It's true, some difference is there, but they are taking care of these things. There is not really huge difference is there. Okay. No, dumping of services basically services you are providing, but that is not visible. That is not visible, and it's not visible. So we can't say that. We can't say that. Okay, and services, services is you are providing, but it you may do that. You may do that. It you may do that, but you may do that. Clear? I mean, country may do that. Clear. So only one thing remember, ki between the two countries generally, aim is to destroy that industry at current. For that you are incurring loss today, and ultimate aim is what? Ki once that industry is going to out of market or they are not going to just I mean in the market, then you are establishing the monopoly and then you are keeps exploiting for the long term. Okay, one. Sir, if we follow ZBNF, would it not decrease agriculture productivity and it may lead to food inflation, Partha? Partha, you're right. It is the one of the things. Recently, your Sri Lanka just did the same thing. They announced and they stopped the use of chemical fertilizers. They're just based on the organic farming. They were doing that. But again, problem is that organic farming, if you are not started substituting chemical fertilizers with your organic fertilizers, then in future you are not going to produce anything on the same farmland, because use of more chemical fertilizers is going to make it barren land area. Soil is going to date. So sustainable agriculture, when you're talking about, you have to sustain in the future. Means present growth, what the way you are growing, you have to grow in the future so that you can feed your future generations. So it is also compulsion for me for sustainable agriculture development to shift from the use of chemical fertilizers to organic fertilizers. But it will take times. You concentrate more on organic farming, organic fertilizers, make it more effective. We need some research and development in that. Very innovative things we have to bring it. Then slowly we have to substitute these things. Suddenly we can't do that. Suddenly we can't do that. Okay. And yes, there is a possibility. What the research is showing, there is a possibility we can achieve it, but it takes time. It takes time. And the progressively we are going to achieve it. We are not going to do just like what the Sri Lanka has done it. And Sri Lanka is facing the food crisis problems, and they have started importing BOP problem, domestic, higher fiscal deficit. These all are there. So we are not going to do the same this way. Okay. Clear here? Yeah. Example of inventory based model of e-commerce in India. Take the example of Reliance. You take the example. I'm thinking e-commerce. Reliance, take the example. Your Chroma, you take the example. Okay. So like Reliance and Chroma has also it's not only online. Okay. Or best example you take, yeah, but Reliance you can also buy the online. You can also buy the Chroma from online. You can book, you can get delivered. That part you can take, or just you take the big basket. I think big basket is one of the good example you can take. So when you are buying anything from big basket, online shopping, you are doing that, or buying something. So big basket is selling you different products from different companies product, but they are selling directly to you. So basically you are booking there and they are selling the product. So they purchase from the companies, different companies, and then they are selling to you. So they first purchase, kept in the inventories, then they are selling directly to you. So it is a business to consumer. So it is inventory based model of e-commerce. Okay, Chroma you don't take right now this example, because Chroma is basically offline. They are doing that. Reliance also, but they are also offered you online also. So that part you take, but I think big basket is the one of the good example you can compare with that. Now next I'm going for I'm connecting you with this reforms, agriculture reforms. Okay, the 3 reforms government of India announced, but you can well understand these agriculture reforms if you are knowing the reasons and issues behind it. So if you really want to know the whole system, then you have to know the APMC. APMC. And what is APMC? APMC is your agricultural produce market committee act. Agriculture Produce Market Committee Act, which is known as APMC Act. Clear? So if you go and see the history of farm economy in India, then initially you can just see during the British time, Britishers exploited the farmers, because that time land revenue was one of the main source for the Britishers. If you take about the domestic resource, they can generate it. So they exploited it. After independence, the big zamindars, okay, or landowners or moneylenders, they started exploiting the farmers. Okay, so to protect the interest of farmers, the central government asked, okay, to all states, to come up with the policies that protect the farmers. So each and every state governments enacted an act which is known as APMC Act, Agricultural Produce Market Committee Act, APMC Act. What was the objective, or what is, because it is in existence, what are the objectives of APMC Act? Because initially you can go back from the after independence, the farmers condition was really bad. The money lenders lending to the farmers, once they lended to farmers, farmers was not able to pay back their principal amount. In every season the money lenders taking in the name of the interest and principal amount remain as a loan. For next season again they are taking all the produce as interest and principal amount remain the same and keeps increasing. So that earlier it was there the concept that once you are taking loan from moneylender, you are going to lose your land. So the government tried to protect the interest of farmers. So each state passed an act which is known as the APMC Act, Agriculture Produce Market Committee Act. So what under this APMC Act, what the government started, state government, they suppose it's a state government, it's a state. So under APMC Act, states going to divide, or states dividing the whole states in different areas, and each area is considered a particular jurisdictions. This, and each area they establish a mandi, a particular mandi, they establish it. Suppose this area mandi is this area is mandi this. So they establish the mandi. And the mandis are governed by the APMCs. APMC. These mandis are governed by the APMC. APMC means Agriculture Produce Market Committee. Agriculture Produce Market Committee. And this constitution of APMC, mandis or Agriculture Produce Market Committee, is under the APMC Act. Is under the APMC Act. So under APMC Act, these mandis are created and these mandis are governed by the APMC. So each mandi having their own APMC, Agriculture Produce Market Committee, on. And under APMC Act, it's a non-general features I am telling about. It's a general features I am telling about. Because when you are going to study about a particular general objectives of all APMC of states, so we are taking the general objectives. May possible in some states, to some extent, it may differ. But overall objectives we are taking this, clear? And overall provisions we are taking this. So suppose under APMC Act, this area, so farmers in this area, they allowed to sell in this mandi only. So farmers in this area, they allowed to sell in this mandi only. And farmers of this area, they can only sell in this mandi. This was the provision. Okay. So farmers of this area, they belongs to a particular jurisdictions. So they can only get license for this mandi, they can only sell in this mandi. Okay, only sell in this mandi. These farmers are not allowed to sell in other mandis of states. It means intra-state trade is not allowed under the APMC. So if you belongs to a particular jurisdictions, you can only sell in that particular mandis, and then mandis is governed by the particular, that mandis APMC, Agriculture Produce Market Committee. Clear to all? Okay. So not allowed. There is a possibility in some states, this type of, strict restrictions is not there. Law is there, but in the practical what is happening, here sometimes they are allowing it. But if any emergency or any sort of things is coming, so then they are strictly implementing it. But yes, this provision is there. So they can sell only in these mandis. And one more thing, they can sell in the mandis with the help of commission agent, with the help of commission agent. So commission agent basically and commission agent are appointed by the APMC. So Agriculture Produce Market Committee appoints the commission agents, okay, for, okay, in initial mandi, this APMC will appoint this in these mandis, this APMC in these mandis, and farmers cannot sell in this mandi directly. So under APMC, direct sale by the farmers is prohibited. So they can only sell in the mandis is known through the commission agent. Commission agent also known as the Aratia. Someone in some states, Aratia you can say. Normally you can understand it's a commission agent. Through commission agent only you can sell in these mandis. Okay. And for this, commission agent was charging the commission from the farmers. So what was the main, why this APMC under this commission agent was appointed, and it was made compulsory that okay, the farmers can only sell through the commission agent, because commission agent are appointed today, you can take, because it exists today, because the reforms made by the government is taken it back by the government. So commission agents are appointed by the APMC, I mean Agriculture Produce Market Committee. Okay, and if you are just they supposed to bargain in the behalf of the farmers, and they should try to get higher price for their produce, and same day this commission agent should transfer farmers money in their own account, So you have to take, and one more thing was, commission agent will take money directly from the buyers and then they can transfer to the farmers. This was the provision. Here provision was made to protect the interest of farmers, because earlier practice was they were buying the product from the farmers, but they were not paying the farmers or same day or timely, or sometimes even farmers not receiving any money. So to protect the interest of the farmers, it made compulsory that the farmers can only sell through the commission agent, and commission agent will ensure that same day farmers will get the money for their produce. So if you see and why it's allowed these farmers can only sell in the mandis, because this mandis is considered as the local mandi for you. You are aware about the environment, you are aware about everything there. So the possibility of exploitation may be less, and from your comfortability you can just deal in this market in place of going in the other areas for selling your produce. So basically intention of APMC was really very good, but after some decades, after implementation and after some decades, okay, then this APMC structure again started exploiting the farmers in place of protecting the interest of farmers. Like if you can see here APMC structure is, suppose in other areas price in other areas, suppose in this area production is very huge, so definitely price may be lower. But this area production is very low, price is very high, but farmers are not allowed to sell in these areas, so they are not getting the benefits of higher prices. Because they have to sell in this mandi only. Yes, who are getting the benefits? Traders were getting the benefits from these higher prices. So basically they started acting against of farmers' interest. Okay, and this is one of the reason that central government now started solving all these issues. So these issues prevailing under the existing APMC, Government of India made a model APMC. We are in the model APMC 2003 they made the model APMC, and they requested all states, you modified your APMC as per the model APMC, because central government can't go for the agriculture enactment in the, because it's a state subject. But yes, interstate transactions and transfer, it is under the central government, but they requested. Finally, some states only they done it, and most of the states was reluctant for implementation of the new reforms. So then in 2016, government again introduced another scheme which is known as NAM, and which is also known as the ENAM. NAM is the National Agriculture Market. Since it is based on e-platform, so it is also known as ENAM. Okay, so that was the provision. I mean, that was the things. Even ENAM only, if you just see the today's conditions, so only 18 states and 3 UTs, they only modified their APMCs and they integrate with the ENAM. Then to bring the transparency, and one concept is the make one uniform agriculture market in the country, government introduced the 3 reforms. So one thing, step by step we are moving from APMCs to model APMC, then ENAM, then we are coming to the agriculture reforms. Clear? So please write, all of you, make some notes. Agriculture Produce Market Committee, Agricultural Produce Market Committee is a just a APMC, Agricultural Produce Market Committee, is constituted by the state government, constituted by the state government, which govern GOVERN, which govern trade of selected agricultural product, comma, horticultural products, etc., etc., under the Agricultural Produce Market Committee Act, under the Agricultural Produce Market Committee Act, issued by the concerned state government, Clear? Please write objectives of APMC. First you write, ensure transparency in pricing system. Okay. Second point you write, ensure payments to farmers on the same day, okay, on the same day. Okay. Next you can just write, the farmers can get higher prices, of their produce, etc., etc., Okay, please change the para you write. The whole geographical area, after that objective you write, whole geographical area in the state is divided, and each one is declared as a market area. Each one is declared as a market area which is managed by the Agricultural Produce Market Committee. Agricultural Produce Market Committee. Okay, full stop, right? Once a particular area is declared as a market area, and comes under the jurisdiction of a market committee, okay, comma, no person or agency is allowed to freely carry on wholesale marketing activities. Wholesale marketing activities. Full stop, right? APMC Acts provide that first sale in the notified agricultural commodities produced in that area can be conducted only under the concerned APMC through its licensed commission agents, and also subject to payments of various taxes and fees. Subject to various taxes and fees. Yes, dear, one more point you please note it here, because when you are going to sell your produce in the market, so basically when you are selling your produce in the market, okay, so it's not possible for the farmers in the same day you are able to sell out your product and coming back to your home. So when you are going to sell your product in the market, so there is a possibility it will take few days, maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days or 3 days. You have to stay in the mandi, then only you are able to sell out your produce. Maybe same day you can sell, next day you can sell, but you are staying there. So many farmers, they are going with their product, they are staying in the mandis. So staying facilities, the minimum supply of basic things like the water, electricity, okay, where you can keep your product, the gowns is there. So these all facilities are developed by the government in that particular mandi. So if these facilities are given by the government in that particular mandi, so earlier government started charging a very small amount of, you can see the fee for that, a fee or utility fee, you can say, since you are using all these things, so nominal fee you have to pay. Now that becomes one of the source of the revenue of the government, and they started charging the higher taxes to the farmers. So farmers, this whole structure was made to provide the benefits to the farmers, protect the interest of farmers. but finally started exploiting the farmers. Government started increasing the taxes. There is again farmers has to pay more. Commission agent, they started charging the high commission from the farmers. And again, the worst part is that they started making a cartel. They started making a cartel. And when they started making a cartel, so what happened? They are just buying the low price and they started selling at the high price. So all these things started happening in this structure, and then started going to against of the farmers. Clear? So just to write one line, the APMC, just let me check your queries. Yeah, you send me. What are the criteria to get the MSP for marginal farmers? Same here. It's not the farmer based, it is the product based. Once it is announced the price of product, so you have to get the same price. Is it fully dependent on the amount of productions? No dear, it's just a crops. If under MSP, if some particular crops announced a particular price, how much you have, you sell this much amount and you get accordingly the money. So why government announced MSP for only 23 crops? Why not for other crops, Partha? See, it's a government policy, and the government till now is giving 22 plus 1. It may be, but yeah, government started doing one more thing. Okay, now they started creating a viability fund. Okay, if any moment suppose farmers are producing and they are not able to get the market price, okay, so that may be compensated from these funds. Okay, so they started doing that. They are in the the government doing something to protect the interest of farmers. They're in the we can say in the process, we can say, but officially they're announcing 22 crops and extra 1 sugarcane. Clear? Right. The APMC system was introduced to protect the farmers from distress sale and exploitation from creditors comma intermediaries and traders and ensure better price and timely payments for their produce. Okay, full stop, right? But APMC acts restricted the farmers from direct sale to processor and bulk purchasers Okay, full stop, right? Over a period of time, these markets have acquired the status of monopoly and started harming the farmers rather than helping them to realize higher prices. Clear? So it is the APMC Act, and so just you write what are the main provisions we have discussed you. discuss with you so that you can just connect it with the issues. Please write a small heading and write issues related with APMC. Issues related with APMC. Okay, right. First point you write. It restricted the farmers. It restricted the farmers. It restricted the farmers to directly sell in the mandi. To directly sell in the mandi. Okay. Directly sell in the mandi. Full stop, right? Farmers are allowed only to sell. Farmers are allowed only to sell in the mandi. Only to sell in the mandi through the commission agent. Through the commission agent. Through the commission agent. Okay, so it's restricted. First point, first issue. Next you write higher taxes and fees, higher tax and fees levied by the government, levied by the government, levied by the government. Clear? Third one you write commission agent started charging higher commission, commission agent started charging higher commission. Clear? Next point you write multiple licensing provisions. Yeah, multiple licensing provisions. Multiple licensing provisions. Full stop. It means one license for one mandi. It means one license for one mandi. Clear? Next point you write strong entry barriers to other mandis. 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 Is it clear? Etc. You write etc. So basically these were the issues, and now you can see the other developments now. So government is trying to remove all these things. Right. Model APMC Act 2003. So central government made Model APMC Act 2003. So it's a model one, you understand, it's not the actual one, it is the model which is made by the central government, and central government requested to all states, just as per this model APMC, you modified your own APMC Act so that we are able to create a uniform agriculture market in India. So write first under this. Ministry of Agriculture formulated a model law on agricultural marketing, comma, state agricultural produce, the name of this model, after comma, or you can write inverted comma, state agricultural produce marketing development, state agricultural produce marketing development and regulation Act 2003. Act 2003, and requested the state governments and requested the state governments to amend their respective APMC acts, to amend their respective APMC's acts. Okay, right. The salient features, right? The salient features. Please write salient features. First point you write: setting up, setting up, setting up markets in private oblique cooperative sector. Private oblique cooperative sectors means basically I will discuss with you the agriculture reforms what the government of India announced. There you can see basically their reforms is concentrating or focusing on the privatizations, So if you see even in this model APMC Act, so one thing is that the government instructing not instructing, requesting to the state governments, you constitute a mandi, but that mandi you can allow to develop in under private sectors, allow to develop under the cooperative concept. Okay, today's all mandis are developed under the government. Government is controlling. Government Agriculture Produce Market Committee is controlling it. Okay, but Model APMC says even the reforms I will discuss it. Okay, then you can see that yes, their main aim was privatization, and they're trying to do this. Okay, because as I discussed with you, government already announced, and that is the Niti Aayog documents. Government is not for the business; it is only for government. So they're focusing on that. Next, you write rationalization of market fees, and taxes. Rationalization of market fees and taxes. They are requested that market fees and the taxes should be rational one. Next point, promoting contract farming. So they are basically requesting all states to promote the contract farming. Contract farming means you are allowing the farming activities. That is, the farmers are going to do farming activities, and they will make a contract with the corporate sector, with the private bulk producers, bulk processors. They can go and make an agreement. So in contract farming, what is the one of the benefits is there? Suppose in a particular area there are so many small farmers are there or marginal farmers are there. So if they are going for individual farming, there is a possibility they cannot use the modern inputs or infrastructure for development of the farming or more productivity of the agriculture produce. So contract farming is the way out, whether the so many farmers, they can go for contract farming at a time. So suppose a bulk purchaser, bulk processor or corporate sector, they can enter with an agreement with all the farmers at the same time. Okay, this whole farmers you go for this produce. I will, and then for corporate sector or bulk purchase, they are going to give you everything, all inputs. Just you do the farming activities on land. So they can pool this land and they can go for the mass production. That is, economies of scale will work. So there is a possibility that all farmers are going to get the benefits because they are going to get the higher price and they're getting they're able to produce more output. But again, other problem with this contract farming is that if institutional mechanism is not efficient and not working effectively, then it may go in the different way. In place of getting higher profit or higher returns to the farmers, they are going to be exploited now by the corporate sector, big corporate sector, bulk purchaser, processor, because it's just a matter of opportunity. The moment they will get, they will start doing these things. So institutional mechanisms should be so strong, so efficient, that they can protect the interest of farmers, then only it's good. Otherwise, there is always a question mark on that. Next, you write, allow the farmers allow the farmers, next point, allow the farmers to directly sell their produce, to directly sell their produce in the market, in the market, in the market, okay, full stop. No role of commission agent, no role of commission agent. And that is the one of the things what the government of India did in the agriculture reforms. Okay, next point, setting up grading and standardization bureau, setting up grading and standardization bureau. And standardization, so you know, when you're going in the mandi, particular vegetables mandi, so sometimes you can see that the seller of potatoes, they will open a same basta and they will take the all potatoes and to grade it. The bigger size one they will sell it differently, small medium size different rate, small size different rate. So they basically from the same basta they graded it, and after grading they are able to sell at the higher price and they are making the profit. Second, what is the standard of that, the product quality, about the quality of the product, who can certify? So there should be a bureau that can standardize the product and they can mark it, yes, this is the standard of this product. So if it is so, then farmers may get the higher price from their produce. So these all things are there. These are the major points. Okay, that is under the Model APMC Act 2003. The central government requested you modifying your existing APMC. And you can see that key major point it was focusing under Model APMC. These are the points which are the drawbacks in the existing APMC of the states. Clear? So after that, when government had just seen that the reluctancy of the states, then government is implemented a plan at the central level, and that plan is known as a NAM. NAM is your National Agriculture Market, National Agriculture Market. So you can say NAM. Since National Agriculture Market, you are developing this project on the e-platform, so it is also known as eNAM. Yeah, it is on eNAM. It is also known as eNAM. Okay. eNAM. So eNAM is a pan-India, all over India, pan-India program. It is all over India. It's a pan-India program. It's a central government. It's a central government scheme. It is a central government scheme. So what the central government is doing that under this scheme, they basically developed a e-platform. They developed the e-platform and requested to all states, if you want to register your mandis on this e-platform, which is the all over India basis, that is a pan-India program on this e-platform, then you have to do first amend your APMCs. That is the thing. You have to amend first APMC and allow some changes in this APMC, like you allow your farmers to sell directly to mandis and participate in auctioning process. Then only your farmers is going to participate in ENAM, otherwise not. So first of all, you have to reform your APMC Act, and after reforming, you should inform to the, that information you have to give to the central government and request for integrating with the ENAM. After amending, then only central government will consider your applications for this mandi, and then central government is going to integrate your mandi with the ENAM platform. And once they are allowing it, then central government is going to give you grant to that mandi, and that grant this mandi will use for development of infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure. So that way you have to just bring more and more. That is the concept, ki bring more and more mandis, all mandis all over the country on the one platform on ENAM. So when you're bringing on the ENAM platform where farmers are going to connect it with ENAM, then farmers are facing a uniform market, and the all farmers are getting the actual price, that is depending on demand and supply of the produce. So what is prevailing price going on in the market, that price the farmers are going to get it. And who is going to offer the higher price? The farmers are going to sell to the product to them. And since commission agents are not there, so they don't need to pay any commissions to the commissioners. Directly they can participate on e-platform and they can sell their produce. Okay, so main aim is under ENAM or ENAM ki create a uniform market for agriculture produce. Okay, same concept, one India, one market, like this. Okay, so they are developing it. Clear here? So it's implemented in 2016. But after 2016 implementation till today, 18 states and 3 UTs are only reformed their APMCs. Okay, states they reformed APMC and something. Okay, and they integrated their mandis with ENA. Okay. All other states is still under the process, you can say that. So please write, all of you, ENAM, right, or National Agriculture Market, right, National Agriculture Market, bracket में you can write ENAM. ENAM is a pan-India, pan-India electronic trading portal, which networks the existing agriculture produce market committee, mandis to create a unified national market, for agricultural commodities, right. This scheme was introduced on 14th April 2016. This scheme was introduced on 14th April 2016. Full stop, right? ENAM is completely funded by the central government, and is implemented under the Ministry of Agriculture, and Farmers Welfare, Clear? Right. Enam platform promotes better marketing opportunities, better marketing opportunities, better marketing opportunities for the farmers to sell their produce through online competitive and transparent policy system, online competitive and transparent price system and online payment facility Clear here? Fine. Just you see this point is clear to all of you. Please write around 1000 agricultural produce markets around 1000 agricultural produce markets oblique mandis have been integrated to the platform in 18 states and 3 UTs. In 18 states and 3 UTs. 3 UTs. Please stop, right? The Enam portal provides single window services for all APMC related informations and services. Full stop. This includes commodity arrivals. Quality and prices of the commodities. Buy and sell offers. And e-payment settlement directly to farmer's account. Okay. Full stop, right? Directly to farmer's accounts, right? It aims to promote uniformity in agriculture marketing. By streamlining of procedures across. It aims to promote uniformity in agriculture marketing by streamlining of procedures across the integrated markets. Okay, removing information asymmetry removing information asymmetry between buyers and sellers. Between buyers and sellers. See, one word we are using, information asymmetry. Two words are there. One is the symmetric information or information symmetry, or asymmetric information or information asymmetry. You can use it. Symmetric information, when you're saying that if you take the two different identity, one is the buyers, one is the seller, if both having the same information related to products, how much about the product I am knowing, the buyers is also knowing the same things, seller is knowing the same thing, no hidden things are there, same information, uniform information, then we can say it is a symmetric information, both having the same informations. But asymmetric information means maybe sellers are knowing something but it's not informed to the buyers, buyers knowing something but it's not informed to the sellers. So then it is known as the asymmetric informations. Okay. So when you are coming to the online, you have to say each and everything about the product and what the price is going on in the market, you are able to get it. So basically online e-trading, e-platform, when farmers are coming and started trading or starting buying and selling, so you are going to create a information symmetric. So you are going to solve this issue. Okay. So information asymmetry between buyers and sellers, removing information asymmetry between buyers and sellers, and promoting real-time price, and promoting real-time price means actual price, and promoting real-time price means actual price based on actual demand and supply, based on actual demand and supply, based on actual demand and supply. Clear here? Now read once all of you and tell me till here any problems. Let me check your questions. Uh, see, that is the one of the things we are saying that there is a possibility if this is happening in some particular area, the prices is very higher. Okay, in some areas prices is very low. So if you take economy where it is happening, so it's going to affect the economy from two different ways. You understand one thing. If you just restricting the intra-state trade or inter-state trade. Intra-state trade means within the state. Inter-state trade means between the state. So if you're restricting the intra-state trade or interstate trade, then one is the drawback is that given a particular area, particular place where prices are higher, but farmers himself is not allowed to sell their produce in that mandi, suppose, then definitely farmers are not able to get the higher benefits. If farmers are not able to get higher benefits or higher price benefits, then farmers will not get incentive to go for production, go for investment in farmland, and because they're not getting enough income. Okay, now who is going to get the benefits? Traders. So traders basically will buy at low price from the farmers and they will sell in the area where high price is there. But one more thing, traders themselves is doing some sort of cartel. Suddenly they are not going to increase the supply, they will hold it for some days. They will supply but very limited amount, they keep supplying so that higher price they will try to maintain in the market because there are only one motive, that is a profit. Okay, so yes, if this thing is happening, so one side in the economy, it's creating the higher inflations, and the one side, the farmers are losing their income. Okay, so uniform market structure, agriculture market structures may solve these problems. Okay, why? Because if uniform distribution is there, so where there is excess supply of output, you can just agriculture, I mean vegetables or any other you can take, you can supply in the other part. Okay, so here price is going to be higher one. So here farmers are getting the good reasonable price, and since supplying one part from here to there, so this area price is not going to fall below a certain level, and that area price is not going to up above a certain level. So you are able to manage the uniformity in both the area, and you are also able to control the inflation that at this, and if you are allowing this. Clear? Okay, write objectives. Yeah. What is the objectives of this now? Please write. Right. First point you write objectives. Integrate markets first. Integrate markets first at the level at the level at the level of the state, at the level of states, and eventually across the country. When first you allow in the state level free movement, and then eventually at the all over the country. So eventually across the country through a common online through a common online platform through a common online platform. Okay, comma, to facilitate pan India trade, to facilitate pan India trade in agricultural commodities, in agricultural commodities. Clear? It's the first point. Just read, all of you. Okay. Second point you write. To streamline marketing transactions, to streamline marketing transaction procedures, marketing transactions procedures, and make them uniform, and make them uniform across all markets, across all markets, to promote to promote efficient functioning of the markets, to promote efficient functioning of the markets, to promote efficient functioning of the markets. Okay, dear. Do one thing, just you check all of you till here and just give me 2 minutes, huh? Yes, dear. Okay, now write the third point. No doubts till this point. Okay, so I answered all your queries. Fine. Please, third point, right? Better, to promote better, to promote better marketing opportunities, to promote better marketing opportunities for farmers, oblique sailors, farmers, oblique sailors, through online, through online, across to more buyers, oblique markets, across more buyers, oblique markets. Next to write, okay, buyers markets, comma, removal of information asymmetry, removal of information asymmetry between farmers and traders, between farmers and traders. Okay, full stop. Right, next point. Better and real time price, better and real time price based on actual demand and supply, based on actual demand and supply of agricultural commodities, of agricultural commodities. Next point you write, transparency in auction process, transparency in auction process. Okay, next point you write, online payment system, online payment system. Okay, full stop, right? Bringing efficiency and transparency in the market, agriculture market, bringing transparency and efficiency in the agriculture market. So these are the basically objectives, clear? And just you write precondition. Precondition means if states are really meeting these conditions, three major conditions, meeting these three conditions, then only they are allowed to integrate with the APMC platform. So first, ENAM platform. If states are modifying or meeting these three major conditions, then only these states mandis are allowed to integrate with the ENAM platform. Clear? One question you write, can farmers allowed to sell their produce outside the market? No, dear. That is the restriction. That is the restriction is there. Okay, the farmers can only sell in the mandis and only through the commission agent. They can't sell to the other private parties or any other one. But see, strictly if you go and just see, observe the day-to-day practical life, so farmers are doing to some extent. But what the rule is saying, provision saying, it is a restricting this. So when it's the government is applying this, strictly they are applying it. That is the reason that farmers are not going to one place to other place. But in the day-to-day life, in practical life, governments are not taking it so strict, or not taking so strict. Only government is taking when there is a huge shortage of in their own states, but states people they are supplying to the other states, so they are restricting it. But we can't write on this. We can write only what are the written part. The written part is saying that, and what you are asking, the farmers can farmers are allowed? No, it's legally under the APMC they are not allowed to sell in the outside mandi. But that is the reforms they are talking about. They can sell it. And why ENAM platform is there? Once ENAM platform developed and farmers or mandis they integrated, now farmers can sell to anyone. It's free to anyone. Okay, anyone who is paying the higher price, maybe bulk purchasers, maybe bulk processors, maybe any corporate sector, anyone who is buying, okay, the farmers can sell it. That the openness there ENAM is trying to bring it. Because you understand, The earlier APMC was enacted to provide the benefits to the farmers, but the structure that created under APMC, that structure itself started exploiting the farmers. Now the need to reform it, and that is the one by one steps central government is taking it to reform it. And one of the step is the NAM, that is the ENAM, you can say. Clear? So right, preconditions for ENAM. Preconditions for ENAM. Fine. Precondition means states first have to meet these conditions, then only they are going to be integrated. Right, preconditions. Right. There are three basic criteria. For a state to propose mandis for integrating with ENAM. Clear? Now first you write the State APMC Act. The State APMC Act must have a specific provision for e-auction oblique electronic trading as mode of price discovery. Basically, you have to just amend your APMC and allow the farmers to sell directly, okay, and also you allowed auctions and they can participate in e-market. Okay, second one, there must be one single trading license. There must be one single trading license. To be valid across, to be valid across the state oblique UTs. Means earlier just I discussed with you, if you go back to this page, then I discussed that for one mandi there is only one license is there. So if you are getting license, then you are only allowed to sell in this mandi. For other mandis, you need to get another license, but you are not generally getting it because you are not belongs to this particular jurisdictions. So that's the reason it's restricting you. You cannot sell in the other mandis. But suppose if one license you needed to sell any mandi in the states, so from any one mandi you can obtain the license, but that license is applicable to all mandis. So then only you free to sell in all mandis. So it means intra-state trade is allowed. And that's the government is saying that central government requested that you amend it. So amend your APMC and just modify this point and you allow one license provisions only, and that license is applicable to all the mandis across the state, or if you are UT then across the UT. Clear to all? Okay, now next point you write a single point levy, LEVI. Levy means imposition of tax. A single point levy of market, fee across the state oblique UT. A single point levy of market fee, levy of market fee across the state oblique UT means single point, there should be provision of only one point you can charge your market fee or taxes, and that is they are allowed to go for the any other market. So these three conditions, preconditions you have to meet. Any states, if any state they want to integrate that particular mandi or that particular state they want to integrate, then they have to modify these three conditions. They have to implement these three conditions. If you are satisfying these three conditions, they are only allowed to integrate with their ENAM. Okay, fine dear. So this all about this. Now you can just check any issues, any problems. Just write outcome of the scheme. Now after implementation, what are the outcomes which are visible in the country? Outcomes of the scheme which are visible in the economy, because it's implemented in 18 states in 3 UTs. They implemented it, it's all integrated. So what are the outcomes? It's visible. Just write outcomes of the scheme. First you write single license for trading, single license for trading across all markets in a state, across all markets in a state. Second point, right, single point of market fee, single point of market fee. Next point, right, electronic auction for transparent price system, electronic auction for transparent price system. Next, easier norms for getting trading license, easier norms for getting trading license, easier norms for getting trading license, right? Abolition of fragmented markets. You are trying to just create a uniform market, unified market also, fragmented markets. Next you write seamless transfer of agricultural commodities, and from one place to other, seamless transfers of agricultural commodities. Next you write improved supply chain and related wastage, improved supply chain and related wastage, because you are holding in a particular state but you are not able to sell out in other country, other part of the state also. So it's going to be wastage. After all, to some extent, some of the agriculture produce are perishable in nature. So after a certain days, it's going to be wastage. Next, increased price share for the farmers, increased price share for the farmers, increased price share for the farmers. Next, wholesale based sales. Wholesale based sales means since price is going to be low, in both the sides. So even buyers are buying from the farmers directly, so you can say they are also getting at the wholesale rates. Next, quality based informed training. Quality based informed training. Yes. Now government is providing you training for implementation and everything in this. Clear dear? So all aspects of this ENAM we have discussed. Okay. Now yes, you can say that is ENAM is facing any issues? Yeah, there are issues ENAM also facing. And what are these issues? So you can discuss that due to the reluctance of the state governments, the vestige of other stakeholders, vested interest of other stakeholders. Okay, they are not allowing basically to integrate with the e-Now. Okay, you can also say that okay, now majority of farmers, they are not literate, you can say they are not educated. So use of e-platforms may create, I am using the word may create some issue for successful implementation of e-Nam policy. But yes, you can say that at the same time you can say that the government is providing a special kind of training for them to them, and this training is is just this training is solving this issue. Now they're going to be informed farmers, they are knowing all the things about the e-Nam market, and this problem can be is easily solved. So one side, yeah, there is an issue, but other side they can, government is trying to solve it, because ultimate, if you are able to develop, then farmers are able to get the very higher price or good price, not even higher, at least reasonable price for their produce. Then only we are going to protect the farmers' interest. Clear to all? Okay. Now, after till here, just you check all of you. If any issues, any problems you have, then please tell me. Let me check your. Uh, Lama, you are asking, sir, while privatization of the agriculture products, the private players may hold on the purchase as per their comfortable price, and the farmers may be reluctant to sell in lower price as they can't hold on the price due to the perishable nature of the products, and this may lead to inflation as well. Lama, I cannot avoid the possibility what you are trying to put it here. Okay, because you know the again, if you're doing anything's good, so there is a possibility okay, that policy may going to bring you the different results beyond your imaginations. Okay, you're expecting something, but results may come differently. So until unless you are not going to do that, there is a one, several times I used one of the concept, learning by doing. If you start going, then only you can just learn it, what are the drawbacks, what are the issues you are facing basically in that. So, and what is the alternative options we have? Options we have. Because what you are trying to say it, you are also right, but one more thing is that why the farmers demanded, and so many academicians, they supported the farmers' agitations in one way. They initially just demanded the MSP. And why the farmers are demanding MSP? Because MSP is going to act as a, we can say, as a supportive instruments to farmers. If at any moment they are getting the price which is lower than the what they are expecting, so at least on 22 plus 1 crops, I mean they are able to sell at the minimum price which is enough sell, which is announced by the government. Okay, but there is a possibility, I am not denying that what you are saying, because if price is going to determine on the basis of actual demand and supply, so definitely at the season time demand will be more or less remain same, but supply will be more. Okay, so it may possible, but you have to think about market mechanism. Yes, market is going to decide, and if government is keep supportive, then this mechanism is going to successful. Because if suppose even in the market government announced this is the minimum price, so no one is going to offer below than this price, if suppose it is going to happen. And that was the demand earlier by the farmers, you announce the MSP as a legal provisions, but government was saying no, it's a conventional, so I can continue. But if suppose it is going to be the legal provisions, suppose government accepted that time and making it, so what was the objective? I will discuss you. What was the objective of this plan and policy? Ki hand over this market mechanism or agriculture marketing to the private parties, I think to some extent they were not getting the materialized. The reason was like Essential Commodities Act, you can take, they modified it where you can't hold it, you can hold any amount of these essential commodities. Okay, in price, their actual price and demand and supply. Okay, I mean the moment intrastate trade and interstate trade, they allowed it. So if you go one by one, you can get it. I'm not denying this, dear. There is one of the possibility, but you can solve this issue just by the alternative mechanism should be there, like government support, maybe through MSP, maybe through the market interventions. So if government is intervening and government is giving you a minimum support, this should be the price. If no other is buying, I'm ready to buy this. Or government has announced this price, anyone who is buying, they must buy at this price. Then only you are going to set a minimum price flooring in the market. And then price is going to be above than this market, that price is not going to fall below than the market. So only one alternative, what we can see from this, you can protect the governments. Clear? Any other doubts, dear? Any doubts you have, then please tell me. So three reforms on 27th September 27th September 2020, the President of India given their consent, okay, for three agriculture reforms. So really you want to understand this agriculture reforms, three reforms what government announced and President signed it on 27th September 2020. If you go and read, then you can well understand now, because now we have discussed with you the starting point. That's what are the provisions are prevailing in the country and how these provisions is acting against of the farmers. Okay, then to provide the benefits to the farmers, all these drawbacks or all these problems you have to resolve, and then only you are going to provide the benefits to the farmers. Keeping in mind this, government reformed these three reforms. But I'm not saying that all the reforms are really good and beneficial for the farmers. But since government of India taken it back, so we can give one of the excuse that there was a possibility that some of the things was wrong as far as farmer interest is concerned. Therefore, government has taken it back. So what the things happened, after happening these things, we can just say few points, yes, due to these reasons, government is taking it back. So some drawbacks, some negative adverse impact, we can discuss on that. Okay, and since it's taken it back, if suppose government was not taking it back and if it's still prevailing in the economy, then we have to analyze differently. For this examination purpose, again I'm telling you, so many things we are discussing as per our requirement, not in very the neutral one. So one questions again you send me. So there is so much volatility in onion price. So why government is not giving MSP on it? You understand there are some things where government is also not willing to give you. Onion is just like onion is the very demanding also. But yes, for onion, the top you heard about the top TOP, tomato, onion and potatoes. These three are in this type of nature. What you are saying. All these three, tomato also, onion also, potatoes also, you can see off time season. But tomato is going to be around 90 rupees, 80 rupees, 100 rupees per kg. but sometimes come down to 20 rupees per kg. You can just see the fluctuations. Onion sometimes 80 rupees, 70 rupees per kg. Now it's coming to the 20-25 rupees per kg. And potato is same. This time you are getting around 16 rupees, 14 rupees per kg. But after off season you are paying around 50 rupees per kg, 40 rupees, 45 rupees per kg. Fluctuation is there. So government is trying to bring it in some uniform distribution under the top. Tomato, onion, potatoes, these things. But under Atmanirbhar Bharat, government has changed. Now it is a total. Most of the agriculture product they have taken in. They're doing that. Partha, what you are asking is, despite having MSP provisions, why most of the farmers are not able to sell their products in MSP price? The reason is that the MSP, what the Food Corporation of India is doing, and even already central government allowed to the state government, that is a decentralize the procurement process. Allowed the state government you can procure the food grains in behalf of government of India. All the costs they are going to bear it. But the problem is that we are not. We are means FCI, central government, they are not able to put or establish the center in all corners of the economy. That point is not where they can sell at the MSP. So they are bound to sell in the local mandis at the low price. Because accessibility by the farmers to this network, yes, there is a problem. Everywhere they are not reaching it. Okay, dear. Any other things, Partha? Lama? It's a very, I'm just getting your name, but I never met you, dear. So if I'm getting a chance to come, few centers I will visit. Few centers of your district centers I prefer to visit. Okay, that is other time. So, fine, dear. Just revise from this topic onwards. I will continue to your class. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone.